Hello folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we bring you the end of our 2022 Dynamic Disc Open with our chase card coverage out here in Emporia, Kansas. Of course, a big shout out goes to all of you tuning in, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters who helped make this all possible. So we are about to get to the back half of our final round here, and I am Dustin Mouret bringing you the commentary once more, and happy to see who is going to finish out on top here. As we look at the front nine, Simon Lizotte in solo third, GT Hancock tied for fourth, Jeremy Koling and Gannon Buhr tied for seventh. And it's a pretty tight field as far as strokes go. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. While Ricky Waisaki's well out in front looking for the win, you can see there's only just a couple of strokes separating third from seventh. So definitely a chance for a lot of movement here on the back nine at the Emporia Country Club. And we kick things off with a brand new hole for hole 10. Much more kind of narrow wooded fairway compared to what's been here in the past. Seen a lot of players go forehand off the tee and kind of just play something up the left-hand side of the fairway and try to work their way into the green that way. There is, of course, OB all along both sides of the fairway. Solid forehand there, so we are going to see Gannon up next. Yeah, also looking for that flex forehand as well as a good skip, and he will find it. And that tree kick actually knocks him back down to the bullseye. So that was actually a fortunate one. And Simon looking to go forehand here. He's been throwing this disc quite a lot. This looks good out the hands. Gets caught up a little bit on that right-hand side, but still may have a putt as GT Hancock will now step up, looking to take a similar line. And the flex one down there. That one's a little higher up. Does fight through, however. Might have himself a putt. Here's Jeremy Koling up first. They get caught up here actually more than I thought. See what kind of putt he has. A little bit of something, but has to straddle way out there. Maybe have to put a little anti-putt. And that's just a little high and left. We'll have to settle for par here. GT trying to jump that one in, but it's going to hit the top bands. We'll have to settle for par. See what Simon can do here. And he will find it. Nice, tricky little putt there from Simon Lizotte. So the car looking to clean up their pars here. It's just to play kind of middle of the pack in difficulty. 0.06 strokes under par. 20% of the field found the birdie. Gannon Buhr will be joining Simon Lizotte as part of that club after essentially parking it off the tee. Now it's time for hole 11, a 404-foot par 3. Just got to worry about this tree on the right-hand side of the green and how tight that OB left sidewalk comes into play. I just want to throw a gentle hyzer up the right-hand side, try to avoid that tree by the pin, and just try to make sure you avoid that OB. Pushing hyzer here from Gannon, trying to spike that in. And that will do. Circling the pin well into the bullseye and looking for another birdie here to go 2 in a row. Trying to fight for a potential podium spot here. Simon already sits there, tied for second. Playing a hyzer spike line. Try to say higher and hyzer at the same time. That did not work out well, but that shot did. Parts. I just love the joy of Koling, just dancing up there to the front to clear off the front of the tee pad. Playing a little wider right than the rest of our field so far, hoping he can still spike that in. He's looking to play really safe away from that left side OB, and he does that, but a more challenging putt now. So here comes GT. This looks great. As long as it doesn't get too much of a skip. Oh, hits the bottom of the pan. Stays in the bullseye, so 3 of the 4 are finding it as we take a little bit of a look here from GT Hancock, just showing you his form. Doesn't really have an X step, more of just kind of a shuffle with his footwork, which is a lot different than most, but works out well for him. Obviously a very solid throw there. Koling tries to just give it a floaty bit. Obviously not wanting to put too much power behind that and bring that OB into play on the backside of the basket, but means he will sacrifice the birdie. Rest of the card just tapping in birdies. This did play as one of the easier holes on the day. Nearly 50% of the field finding the score. Played .28 strokes under par. So now we now get to hole 12, 320-foot par 3. It's just that left tree that you have to worry about. Usually some type of flexing backhand, or if you want to try to throw some type of really big forehand over the top of that tree, that's also an option. Elevated pin as well. Make the putt a little trickier, but yeah, the flex backhand with something overstable, typical play we see the right-hand player go for. That looks, oh, that got caught up actually. I thought that was going to be fine, but I guess it did eventually catch one too many branches there. A little inside. That just doesn't really have the height. And Simon knows it. He'll be a bit disappointed with that. GT Hancock is going to go for that forehand. You either need it to flip up and ride right gently, or you're going to have to play it over the top of that big tree on the left-hand side. He's actually going all the way around it wide left. That's going to require a lot more distance and threaten the OB. But he will skip in bounds, but he will be outside the circle. And so Koling's looking to take that same forehand route. Not sure if he's looking to flex it wide left or if he's looking to go over the top. Yeah, trying to play it high over the top. Just gets caught up. Not quite enough forward push. Now he just wants it to come down so he can have that disc back. Obviously no 2-meter rule or anything in place, so we'll be able to take his lie below it, but obviously probably wants that disc for future holes. As Simon, oh, nearly, still makes a go of that. We'll be able to land close at least for par, and here's what Koling's left with. Just outside circle 2, but obviously well under this left guardian tree. Gives it a small chance, but obviously a tricky putt. We'll have to settle for par again here. Keeping the card clean so far, but just not finding the scores. But it's still in that top 10 position. A little bit of a stepper look here for Gannon Buhr. Might still be able to make something of this. Just a little low. So it looks like the card's settling for pars, but GT Hancock still has one last go. Trying to get a birdie here for our chase card. Oh, and it falls in. Hop, skip, and a jump, but it gets there. Rest of the card taking threes out of this one. We'll be back after a short break.
I'm Garrett Girthy. People know me as Double G. I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Now we're back, 397-foot par 3. Lots of trees lining the left side of the fairway, so you really want to push it more right to avoid that congestion, but obviously there is an OB on that right-hand side, so you have to kind of challenge that to avoid getting caught up in those trees on the left, but certainly need it to be stable enough to come back in. That's certainly stable enough, and it's going to get some skips off the sidewalk as well, and that is well within circle one. Exactly how you want it done. Obviously, you'd love to be a little bit closer, but a great shot nonetheless. And that's just a little too high. Not quite the right angle. That's going to take a big skip hyzer in, challenging that OB. And it's just going to find it. Thought there might still be a chance for it to stay in bounds, but just rolls out. This looks great out of Simon's hand.
Oh, good.
That'll skip up there quite nicely. Jeremy Koling going for the forehand. I'm surprised. He definitely has the backhand hyzer to get there. And the left side is a little bit challenging, so I'm curious to see if anyone can bend a forehand the right way, though, in a hole like this. It would be Jeremy Koling. Playing it low. Flip up. And just didn't really get any skiffs. Didn't really quite catch edge. Tries a jumper anti-putt. Just not enough height, but is going to be under the pin for par. Looking like a beautiful shot. Just didn't quite have enough height or angle, I guess. Either way, we'll have to settle for a 3. Gannon trying a long putt for a par save, but we'll be carding the bogey here. Big birdie for Simon to keep him tied for second. 3 for 4 so far on this back 9. GT Hancock looking for the turkey. And gobble, gobble, all the way to a tie for 4th place. I instantly regret saying that as far as the gobbling stuff, but we are going to have Gannon Buhr taking the bogey. And a drop-in par for Jeremy Koling here so far on this back 9. So now we get to hole 4, 893-foot par 4. Just have to kind of keep it straight. OB fence on the right-hand side. Pocket of OB here on the left. It's almost like a mini hole 1. Definitely the left side of the fairway, the more open side. What? Got to make sure you can get enough distance off the tee. There are, some trees to contend with here right off the front of the tee as well. So do have some gaps you have to hit. This wider right gap is probably the easiest one to hit. And that'll skip towards the middle of the fairway nicely for GT Hancock. Well done. Similar line being taken here by Simon Lizotte. Pushes way forward. Great skip. Past the catch cam. And that is just an absolute beauty. Koling looking to play that more open left-hand side with the forehand here. Probably taking this left of center gap. Left of the Y tree. Yep. That's a great shot. It's up there good. Stay center. Opens him up for probably another forehand. Gannon taking this wide right route just like Simon and GT Hancock. And yeah, gets up there a good ways. Rolling right before Simon. Koling will be first to act, indeed, looking for that second big forehand. And yeah, that is great. It's way on up there. Going to be a lengthy putt, though, for the birdie. Big forehand here for GT Hancock, but that's going to land out of bounds. Tough break. Again, looking to get up there. This might be overturned, too, over that fence to the right. Oh! Just stays in bounds, but again, still outside the circle. Going to be a very long bid. So we'll see what Simon can do here. So no one's really gotten into position yet to attack for birdie here. That looks like it's a good chance. If we can get a good skip. Does get a couple, and that is right there on the edge of circle one. And again, I can tell you that this play is the most difficult hole on the day. 0.44 strokes over par. Only 4% of the field finding the birdie. That's 2 players that found it. Simon being in a position to be possibly one of those players. I can also tell you that this hole played quite difficult the day prior with only 4 birdies. So not too many birdies to be had on hole 14 at Emporia Country Club this tournament. As Koling pitches that up there.
One of these days.
That one not quite making it. GT after going OB, this would be a par save, I believe. And here's Simon. Chance to join the rare club of folks who found a birdie on this hole in this tournament. That's going to sail high. Skips off the top of the basket. Tester for par on the comeback. And that will fall. Keeps him in second position, but keeps the pressure on him to maintain that spot, as only Mason Ford and Justin Rozak found the birdie on hole 14. So we see a lot of pars being tapped in here. Unfortunately, GT Hancock will be taking a slightly bigger number, ending his birdie streak on this back 9. So he was definitely making a pretty big move. Was up tied for 4th place. Not sure how much this is going to have him fall. Oh, wow. Just a nice, beautiful horn honk. You love to hear it. Huge fan of that when you're trying to putt. As he is going to take a double here. Keeps himself tied in top 5, though. So we had the hole 15, a bit of an island, but quite a big one at 439 feet. Another par 3 for our players. A couple of trees on the left-hand side of the fairway, and a few just to the right of the pin once you get down there. So do you have to be accurate to fit one into the front of the green. If you miss the island, you do go to a drop zone.
Oh, it's that.
And that is a great shot there from Simon as he keeps trying to make that push to stay on the podium. And I mean, Ricky Wysocki's definitely distanced himself quite a bit from the field, but there's still certainly a fight for second and third and trying to get a big finish out here. And again, the conditions were a lot better today. If you hadn't watched the front yet, go check that out. But the winds have been down, a lot more normal, a lot more manageable. And speaking of managing, Koling has done himself a solid there. Put that one near the pin. Gannon doesn't like it. Not sure if it was just too wide or too much angle. It's a nasty roll. That's threatening out of bounds. Oh, almost scary. But certainly out of position for a good chance at birdie. And actually does stay in bounds, but still not really giving him much of a chance to go for the birdie here. I know he's trying to gain some back after that tough double on the previous hole. This would be such a big result for GT Hancock. To have this big of a finish on an Elite Series stop here. That will round out near the bullseye for his par. Here's Gannon with a lengthy bid for birdie. And just a little low. That was such a good line. Thought he had a chance at it there. And Simon is back to scoring with that birdie. Drops into 5 under overall, 7 under on the day. Keeps him in that solo second position for now. Still a couple of nasty holes up left, though. That can definitely be some round enders, so to speak, as Koling will get a birdie there, keeping him at even overall in the tournament, 3 on the day. And I have to say this, like, not going to spoil what Jeremy Cullen's final result is, but I know he was near 90th place after day 1, after some struggles, and he's fought back hard. As we have an ad, we'll be back after a short break.
The crowd was so spectacular today. Just the energy from you all was just amazing.
I love you, Oregon!
As we heard you like islands, so here's another one, a much smaller one, 320 feet, par 3. And Jeremy Koling, of course, aced this hole yesterday. And that segues back to what I was talking about with him, is that he's fought back all the way from 89th position from day 1, shot 2 rounds under par, got himself on the chase card. Big moves from the big man. As that spike hyzer from Simon is just going to fall off the left side of the island. And can lightning strike twice? Couldn't even imagine if someone was able to ace the same hole 2 days in a row. And he knows that's not going to be it. Just short. So he'll be going to the drop zone. But again, been cool to see Koling just grind his way back into a top position after a tough first day. Let's see what Gannon Buhr can do here. Still trying to fight for a top 10 spot. That looks solid. It's on line for the basket. Oh! Just flies over the right-hand side. So we're going to take a look at Gannon's form again. Just nice and compact, very textbook. Kind of has that Will Schustrick-esque flow to it. Certainly I know someone he's looked up to. And, yeah, just very efficient. Definitely can generate some good power.
Through the basket. How did it not go in? Where did it miss?
Well, it didn't go in because it didn't go in. I don't know. But that was a beautiful shot. Nothing to be ashamed of. I think that flew just high right. Or just wide right. Either way. Almost. That needs to fight back left now. And in a hurry. And it does. Hits the wall. Oh. You always get a little bit scared when you see that disc get on edge and start the roll, but that does stay in bounds. But that's a death putt for birdie. Maybe just be laying up for a par from there. As we are at the drop zone for Simon and for Jeremy Koling. Remember a while back, Wysocki hit a crazy putt from the drop zone to save a par. I believe that was last year at DDO. Not sure if I got my years mixed up. Koling gives it a chance there. Yeah, just a layup for GT Hancock to take the par. Definitely a tough putt to convince yourself to run. Same situation, really, for Gannon Buhr. From almost acing to now potentially just laying up for par. But nah, he's going for it, and he puts it in. A huge birdie for Gannon Buhr. That'll jump him back into a tie for 4th place. As he is now 1 under overall for the tournament, 3 under for the round. And again, that is a scary putt to convince yourself to go for, but he does it, he lands it, and he's rewarded. So we now head to hole 17, a 745-foot par 4. There is a Mando left, short off the tee. Just got to keep yourself in bounds and then likely throwing something over the right-hand side OB to approach this dogleg right hole. Definitely not an easy one to birdie. But the conditions are a lot better today, so definitely more of an opportunity than before. Oh, that's well caught up on the left-hand side of the fairway. Going to be tricky, likely playing for par from there. As I will say, the Mando left doesn't really come into play, but it does exist on the right-hand side of the fairway. You can see it. They wear way off in the distance on the right-hand side. And that's center cut from GT Hancock. We'll give him a chance to have a look at something. And Simon maybe not getting as much flip out of this as he hoped for. Catches that tree on the left-hand side. Not sure if he fought through or not and what kind of look he'll have. As we're back to Koling throwing this disc he's been throwing all day on forehand. He's kept that thing on a rope each and every time. This one, though, a bit overturned. Will also be caught up on this left-hand side. So, yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to have. But he is a magician with the forehand. King of the angles. So he may be able to find something cool here. Oh, yeah, he's got a little window. Big flex. Ah, gets caught up on one of those trees on the way. We'll have to settle for par. And what does Gannon have? He is 1 with the leaves. Did not seem like he enjoyed himself. So that hurt a little bit, but does it get out there into the open? We'll have a chance to approach for par now. Here's what Simon has, and he's got a little bit better of a chance to try to fight up there. And that's going to go OB. Did not get enough ante, it looked like, on that forehand. Here's GT Hancock, though. He's got something. Playing the big spiking hyzer. Oh, that's going to fall OB, though. Swung a little too much. Run set up there nicely. We'll be able to collect his par. Keep himself in contention for that top 5 position. pin seeking there is Jeremy Koling with the forehand. I'll give him his chance for par as well. Simon likely will be taking a bogey here. Just going to knock him back a little bit on the leaderboard after also taking a bogey on hole 16. GT Hancock able to save par. Tie for 6th place now, so keeping himself in the mix for top 10. And Lizotte will take the bogey, but actually still enough to keep him in that 2nd spot. Gannon Buhr will take the par and stays at tied for 6th. Koling now tied for 13th. So we get to hole 18. Water carry off the tee. Got to cross that to get into the fairway, and then is a big dog leg right. And depending on where you land, depends on whether you have a straight shot to approach the pin for your birdie or whether you're going to have to chant something over the water on some type of backhand hyzer play to get up to the pin. There's water all on the right-hand side of the fairway, and again, certainly right ahead of you off the tee. And see, the water's pretty calm. Again, the wind was definitely down today. Great forehand there from Gannon Buhr. Gets him what should be a pretty straight shot towards the pin. GT Hancock playing the straighter backhand. And that pushes forward nicely. He, too, should have an open look towards the pin, straight ahead of him. Back to that kind of flippy forehand disc that Koling's been using quite a lot today. And that is, again, just been putting that thing on a rope more often than not. Puts himself in good position there. Kind of curls up more towards that right-hand water, so I'm not sure if he's going to be a little bit cut off from there. We'll have to see once we get up there. Just a nice flip-up backhand there from Simon Lizotte. Should be in good position himself. He'll be first to act. And what's he got here? Thought he pushed forward enough to have kind of a straighter shot at it, but might be looking for the bigger hyzer play over the water. And that's exactly what he's looking for. Big spiking hyzer. Oh, man. Just throws a dart there right into the bullseye. GT Hancock pushed the furthest forward, so yeah, he can go for more of the straight backhand to the pin. But catches a tree limb, kicks right. Does at least stay in bounds, so we'll be able to get up and down for his par. Gannon going forehand here up the left-hand side. Big spiking over the top. Oh, gets on edge and starts to roll. And continues to roll towards the OP line. Oh, no. Unfortunate break there for Gannon Buhr. And is he thinking thumber again? Yes, he is. And he's definitely one of the guys that can pull this off. One of the few on tour that really has a good, strong thumber. Oh, and he puts it up. That looks good. Does it just pan the right way? No, pans right into the OB. Had the distance, had the height. Just a little too far right. GT Hancock just pitches that one up there to have a drop-in par. Again, and trying to get something out of that with his putt. As I believe this will be a par save putt as well for Koling. He'll be throwing 4 after the OB penalty. It's near the pin, so maybe has a chance to get it. And I could keep him, you know, in this top 15 to finish. Again, fought back from 89th playing just under par golf every single day. To battle back, and he'll do it again with that par. Keeps him 2 under for the round, so 3 under par rounds in a row with that par save to wind up tying for 13th. Great climb. Gannon Buhr finishes tied for 10th, even with the bogey. Simon Lizotte secures the solo second with a birdie on the final hole. Congrats to him on another big finish on tour this year. Go alongside his big finish in Jonesboro. And GT Hancock takes a tie for 8th, a big finish for him as well at an Elite Series event. And that's going to wrap us up here for the 2022 Dynamic Disc Open as we take a look at those final scorecards for our back 9. Great performances here from everyone on the chase card throughout the weekend. And Ricky Wysocki is indeed the one who walks away with the win by a pretty good margin. Played great golf every round here at the Country Club and throughout the weekend. So congrats to the victor. And again, thanks to all of you for tuning in, and a special shout out to our Patreon supporters who help make all this coverage possible. If you would, please follow and subscribe to this channel, as we will have more Elite Series action for you throughout the year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, as well as some other events along the way that Gatekeeper will be covering. Once again, I'm Dustin Mouret. I had a pleasure bringing you the commentary for this tournament and looking forward to future ones the rest of this year. You give me a follow at Follow Dustin on Instagram and Dustin Disc on YouTube. Without further ado, I'll be signing off. Until next time, catch you then.